Hi Pisces, we finally got around to you. It is literally now dark outside, okay? And I got this light here, there's a little bit of it behind me, and we got this little high priestess moment going on. I'm gonna put these cards together and I'm gonna go ahead and get into your reading. I'm using the Druid Crafts Tarot today, tonight, this evening, all right? And I'm going to shuffle it 3 times. 7 of Cups, so you could be suffering from some emotional trauma, right? That's also addictions, how addictions could be affecting a relationship. You could be addicted to a relationship, or you could just be kind of like going through something there. But you know, your sign is kind of like representative of those types of things, with Neptune being that it's the escapist, you know? But that's not just kind of like getting on Pisces, because everybody has Pisces somewhere in their chart. And if you don't have anything in Pisces, maybe you have something in your 12th house. You have to look at that type of stuff. Because sometimes you could be like hating on someone that like you're like, this person is this. And then it's like you turn around and then you have that, but it's not that sign, but it could be in that house that that sign represents in your chart. And that could be what you're experiencing. You're like, wow, there's a parallel there. We're mirrors, right? Or something. I don't know. Let me go ahead and shuffle it for the last time, Pisces. Yes. All right. Happy full moon. You know, we healing and dealing. I'm gonna deal you these cards. New deal. All right, so here we go. Flipping over the first card, the Hermit, which is opposing your energy, which we're in Virgo season, so that's great. What are you seeing from across the way? What are you realizing from across the way? What's the epiphany? You know, you're getting a view of the landscape, but it's your inner landscape, right? What's going on inside of you spiritually? What was hidden? You're getting to the other side of a situation here, and you're starting to realize how far, what's been going on this entire time, right? What's the wisdom? What's the knowledge? What's the takeaway, right? What are we rounding out? What are we rounding up? What are we wrapping up, you know? And what might we not be seeing, you know? You have to also look inside yourself to see what it is that you, how you might be getting in your own way. Recognize your own patterns, that type of thing. You know, sometimes when you realize that something's going on, or you might be diagnosing some aspect of your personality, right? Or your behavior, because this is talking about patterns of behavior. You might be noticing that because the moon talks about cycles as well. This is a cycle of growth, expansion. This is also a learning process for you. And it's a learning process that hasn't been necessarily the most comfortable. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But you got support. You definitely have spiritual support right here. Look at that dog, right? So this is almost like the Fool as it's gotten around, and it's come, the Fool is older now. Look at this, right? You learned from the last time you was walking off that cliff. That was at 333, you know? So you got to stop and think before you move forward, or before you take the risk, right? Now let's see what's going on here. Ah, the Ace of Wands, right? Stop and think before you take the risk. Look at that. This is also renewed potential. Having a reason, you know, to act. A cause to act. Responsibility as well. You know, making that connection, because this is related to the Magician, which is Mercury. Making that connection, but that connection has to be made through effort, you know? Sorry, I'm getting weird now. I'm trying to scratch my chin. Yeah. This is also sex. It could be, because it's very phallic. And this is a buck. Yeah? Your impulse might, you know, lead you to take a step back. Maybe you do need to take a step back and assess something here. And that is what this is saying too, taking a step back to assess something. You know? Let's see what the other card is. Princess of Wands. So you got the Ace of Wands and you got the Princess of Wands here. So the Princess of Wands is like the Page of Wands, which is bringing in an announcement. And this could just be you making it define. You could be defining something. It could be a defining moment for you. You could also be setting the stage for something new. The Princess of Wands is learning something. It's learning how to do things differently or learning new skills, right? How are you putting yourself out there so that you're challenging yourself? You know? Don't just be challenged by what comes towards you. How are you challenging yourself by what you are moving towards? You know? It's wanting to put yourself out there to be challenged. This is like when a kid wants to play like a musical instrument or they want to join some team doing something, you know? It's kind of like showing yourself what you're made of, even if it scares you, and doing something new. What's a new hobby? What is something? You know, I feel like I want to start playing my instrument again. I play the clarinet. Or any instrument for that matter. If it's a woodwind, honey, I might be able to play it. I did not play the bassoon or the oboe though, but I could do a little bit of the flute, okay? And I might just be able to play a couple scales on that. But tennis, that's also something that I want to do. You know, so you have to think about what it is that you want to do that's going to put you out there and make you feel like you're being stimulated in some kind of way so that you're not getting bored with your life. You know? And you're not getting complacent with things, okay? You need some creative inspiration here to teach you something. Let's see what the Hermit is, what's behind the Hermit. The Princess of Swords, which is getting back to that Princess of Wands. It's opposite energy, but the Princess of Wands is inspired, right? How can I change something? Because really she's about to change the scarf that she's wearing by cutting it. But I mean, you know, it's taking a risk. Both of these are talking about taking risks. You know, active risk, psychological risk. You know, maybe you'll be taken out of your comfort zone and you won't be able to perform the best way that you want to. But maybe it's time to do something like that. You know, let's get physical. Do some workout videos or some shit in the privacy of your home. You know, make something. Video, cook something. You know, clean something. Make something beautiful. Add some things to your space. Move some things around. You know, creative potential comes in many different forms, right? You know, sometimes we do the things that we love, but we only do those things that we love when we work, right? Some of us do the things that we love for work, but when we're doing the things that we love for work, it's work. We kind of want to do some things that we love doing that isn't work. And we want to do some things that we love doing that isn't going to make us suffer any consequences. You know what I mean? Let's see what's behind the Ace of Wands. The Star card. So this is talking about confidence, right? And the power of self-confidence. You know what I mean? But the Star card is also talking about like realigning your chakras, getting yourself balanced again, you know? What are you understanding? What do you know? The Star card is like peeling off the energy of others. We're affected by everything that happens to us all the time, you know? And sometimes we might be absorbing things and, you know, we're just letting things attach to us. We're just kind of like doing what we always do, and we're not doing anything to fight or combat all of the energy that's being thrown at us. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like how you're being affected by outside sources or outside energy, because the Star card is Aquarius and the stars are unaffected by us. They're up there, we can see them, they're twinkling, but we can't do anything to change the way that they are shining and twinkling, right? So we have to remember our energy. We have to protect our energy, because the star's energy is being protected because there's keeping a safe distance, right? And the Star card is talking about keeping a safe distance, protecting your energy, cleansing yourself of the energy of others and all of the things that challenge you throughout your day, your week, your month, right? And it's talking about hidden things. It's talking about fears. It's talking about weaknesses, right? It's talking about passionate impulses, that type of thing. So you got to clear all of that energy out, all of that muck, all of that stuff. That's what the Star card talks about. Meditation, right? Combing all of that stuff out. The water bearer, thank you for giving us the idea that we could use water as a tool or a resource to cleanse our body. So it's talking about anything that is going to cleanse your spirit as well, you know, because Taurus cleanses the body, right? I guess. Yeah. And also you have to allow yourself to be yourself without feeling like there isn't anything special about the moment. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to be doing anything extra. You don't have to use any force. You don't have to like be pretentious. You don't have to like make it seem like something, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness gracious. Right? You don't have to drive yourself crazy because you're not all of the things that you feel like you should be, that you desire to be. Because when we're just with ourselves and our own energy, we're good. But sometimes when we get around energy that's not ours, it affects us in a negative way, you know? Sometimes it brings out the worst in us. So we have to remember how to bring out the best in us when all is said and done. You know, and that's what we do. That's what we have control over, our own energy. You have control over your own energy. Nobody else does. That's what the Star card talks about. Having control over your own energy. You know? Boundaries, because it's a 10 and then it's a 7. You know, that's like the Wheel of Fortune, and then it's the Chariot. Princess of Wands, let's see what's behind her. The Fool. Right? That's Uranus too. It's opening yourself up. Leaving something behind, like I said, leaving something behind for sure. Right? Look at this. Uranus is the higher octane of Mercury. Look at this dog. Right? If you're feeling like this, or this is your current state right here, because this is the first one I flipped over. Oh, feeling old wisdom, all that. Oh, my goodness. Come a long way. Been through a lot. I've seen. Right? And this is like, it's time to see something new. It's time to experience something new. You know? Open yourself up to the change. Or the opportunity that change brings, right? Feeling, you know, enlightened, feeling re-engaged, right? It's a very existential experience here, you know? Putting the past behind you. Not being too concerned with looking stupid or looking crazy. You know what I mean? Stop worrying about that. Right? Take a chance. Right? Take a risk. Also, see the bigger picture. You know what I mean? You have so much more to look forward to than what you have just allowed yourself to like settle for. Right? And my sun is in my 12th house, so hello, I'm here, I'm listening. Anyway, that was it. Pisces, thank you so much. Email me if you want to get a reading. It's providencetarotkendrick@gmail.com. Also, follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot there, and it's also NYC Kendrick. That's my personal account. And if you're watching on YouTube, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of September and the full moon. Goodbye. Good night.